So are we firing up the grill?
We will be. Doing. So I've cut this eggplant and have let it sprinkled some kosher salt on it, so that way you can see how
It starts to sweat.
it starts to sweat and bleed. It's been done on both sides. Now,
I don't know that they bleed. I think they just sweat.
yeah,
I don't know that I want to see an eggplant bleeding.
good point. Goes to show I'm totally a vegetarian because even my vegetables bleed.
So I found this frozen salmon, and it's already seasoned, and it's fine, but I like to add extra seasoning because it's not usually seasoned to my liking. So this is seasoned Cajun style. So I would just go ahead and add a little bit of extra seasoning that goes with Cajun flavors. My in-laws turned me on to this. It's a salt and garlic seasoning, but they're like chunks of garlic. I don't find it to be very salty, like overly salty, so I was a little generous with it. I'm gonna add some thyme. I actually Googled what all is in Cajun seasoning, and thyme was one of them. A little extra paprika. And I'm sure it's not very spicy, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of spice with a little chili powder. And knowing me, I'll probably even add some hot sauce when it's done cooking. Ooh-wee. That looks good. They're done, right?
Yeah, maybe even a little overdone.
No, I think they're perfect. I like when they get a little, kind of like caramelized almost, a little burnt. This is Stono River County Park. And I'm so new at this, I forgot to bring that little device that helps with wind sound. So I hope you can hear this. This is a platform, like a little bridge, that runs right over the marsh to a small island. I think the total distance is about 1.5 miles the whole way around. This is just so beautiful. This place is only about 1.5 miles from where we're staying. I learned to love the marshes and the oak trees with all that Spanish moss here in Charleston. The first time we came here 2 years ago, we stayed at Mount Pleasant, and I actually did like a kayak tour, and it was in the marshes, and that was so amazing. In the marshes, you get such a different experience. There's so much to look at. There was even dolphin. That was awesome. The dolphin was so close. I mean, I couldn't touch it close, but very close. And I didn't even know that dolphin could be in marshes, you know? This time around, we're staying near John's Island. It has more of a countryside feel. We are west of downtown Charleston, about a 20-25 minute drive into Charleston. We've really enjoyed the time here. The weather could not be better. It's downright cold in the mornings, like mid-30s sometimes. But the days tend to warm up. We did go on a food tour, but I gotta tell you, I was kind of disappointed. I thought it would be like a lot of local cuisine, local restaurants, not sort of chains. And one of them was a chain. I really couldn't believe it. And I will mention the one restaurant that I thought was really good, called Qology. It's a barbecue restaurant, and it's kind of like one of the top, probably within the top 2 from different lists I've seen. So yeah, it's called Qology, and it's in downtown Charleston. I would definitely recommend that one. And that was on the tour. Another part of the tour that I did like and I wasn't expecting is that it's also a historical tour. They kind of weave that in, and I thought that was awesome. It kind of made up for the things I didn't like, which were most of the restaurant selections. While we were here, we also went off-road biking. That was really fun. That was my first time. This was my first time off-road biking. It was awesome. Very different than biking on a paved road. In Miami, we used to bike 20 miles. No big deal. But it's much harder, and you have to pay much closer attention to what's on the ground here. It was a great trail. I highly recommend it. There were some parts that made me feel like I was on a roller coaster ride, and that was exhilarating. But for the most part, it was pretty even as far as elevation, but you always had to be aware of those roots on the ground. The second part of the trail was really beautiful because it ran alongside the marsh, so it was just a different view. You know, I'm thinking about the way we're living our life and just traveling in the Airstream for the next year. We've been in the Airstream for 4 months now, and we will be for another year or so. making our way up to the Pacific Northwest. And you know, it's so funny because I was doing some laundry and I'm like, oh my god, it'd be so nice to have a laundry machine again. You do miss those conveniences, but at the same time, nothing compares to visiting a different place every month. I get to see all these really great cities, explore them the way we like to explore cities, which is really a combination of adventure. I love to be out in nature, be it hiking, biking, kayaking, just walking around. I love doing history tours of places. We also love to try out like really great restaurants. Otherwise, I pretty much cook at home in the Airstream. When I do eat out, it's something very special because I kind of feel like, well, I can make this at home otherwise. So I will definitely be recommending some restaurants. We just left Savannah, and I can tell you that in Savannah, I think my favorite place was called Folklore. Highly recommend that place. It's amazing. In Charleston, I highly recommend Lenoir. It's in downtown Charleston, and I believe there are 2 women owners, and one of them has a very strong family history in Charleston. So that was interesting, but the food was fantastic, truly fantastic. Tomorrow morning we are headed out to Atlanta. We are officially leaving Charleston and heading out to Atlanta. So today, before dinner, we are doing some cleaning and just putting away things that we know we won't need between now and tomorrow morning, because when you move around in an RV or a trailer like our Airstream, nothing can be left on countertops or tables because they'll completely slide off and break. So everything is going away. Things are getting washed that we tend to wash at the very end of a stay. Like for me, it's my espresso machine. For Ed, it's his grill. And just, yeah, starting to pack up so that tomorrow morning there's very little to do before we drive away. Whoops.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now.
That's good.
Really good.
It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. But in the end, he was in the room. He heard. He was like, he asked for it. And it was so good. You know, so what? What's that called again? Agniotoli. It's like the dish to get, right?
For a travel in Asia, that was the
Yeah.
on the menu. That's what you want to order.
Cool. Enjoy. Hey, handsome.
Hey.